Hello. Okay, I am going to go through 3 problems from your classwork number 6, practicing the quadratic formula. Okay, number 1. I'm doing the odds, by the way. Number 1. X equals -4 plus or minus the square root of 25 divided by 2. First, I think, can I take the square root of 25? Well, yeah. The square root of 25 is 5. This plus or minus means that I have to write in 2 equations. One is going to be positive, and the other one is going to be negative. So x equals -4 plus 5, because the square root of 25 was 5 that we just talked about, divided by 2. And if you don't know the square root, you can use a calculator or think what number times itself is 25. Okay? So I'm going to finish this one. -4 plus 5 is 1. So x equals 1 over 2. And when you write it as an x-intercept, your y value is 0. We talked about intercepts before. So your x-intercept would be 1/2, 0. This is a way, the quadratic formula, you can always use it to solve for the x-intercepts if factoring doesn't work. Okay. The second x-intercept, well, you would have to use the negative. -4 minus 5 is -9. -9 divided by 2 is -4.5. It's okay to get a decimal or a fraction. It is okay. So your x-intercept is -4.5, 0. And that is how you do number 1. Number 3. So for this one, you have to simplify what's underneath the square root first. -3 squared is 9. -4 times 1 is -4. -4 times a -54, well, it's going to be 216. Negative times a negative is a positive. Okay? So then now I'm going to simplify what's underneath the square root. 9 plus 216 is 225. And we're left at what we had in question number 1. Okay? Well, the square root of 225 is 15. And we're going to have to write how many equations? 2, because there's a plus and a minus. So the first equation would be x equals -3 plus 15 divided by 2. Well, -3 plus 15 is going to be a positive 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And to write it as an x-intercept, how would we write that as a coordinate? You got it, 6, 0. The second equation is going to be with a negative. -3 minus 15 is -18. -18 divided by 2 is -9. So your x-intercept would be -9, 0. And that is how you do number 3. Number 5. It says to follow the steps from classwork number 5. So I have classwork number 5 pulled up on my computer. Part A says identify A, B, and C. So our equation was x squared minus 3x minus 18. Our A is 1 because 1 is in front of the x. Our B is -3. And our C is -18. I know with factoring I said our B was -3x and A was x squared, but in reality, A, B, and C are just the numbers in front of the x. So your A, B, and C should not have an x. Part B says, write the quadratic formula. Yes, I want you to write it every single time. It'll help you memorize it, okay? In class, I would have a quiz, and the quiz would just literally be, what is the quadratic formula? It is x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Sorry about my voice. I wish I was a singer. For C, plug A, B, and C. So I plugged, for B was -3, so it's a negative of a -3. Don't forget the first negative. plus or minus negative 3 squared minus 4 times A was 1, times C, which is negative 18, all over 2, and your A was 1. D, simplify under the square root. So negative 3 squared is 9. 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 18. Well, negative times a negative is a positive, so positive 72. Okay? And here I said a negative times a negative is a positive 3. So positive 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 plus 72 over 2. Well, 9 plus 72 is 81. And then the square root of 81 is, oh, sorry, that's part E. E, take square roots if possible. So E, the square root of 81 is 9. So F, reduce if possible. Well, it's reduced. We reduced it. And then G, split into 2 cases, like we did in number 1 and number 3. So the first case is with a positive. 3 plus 9 is divided by 2. 3 plus 9 is 12. Divided by 2 is 6. So your x-intercept is 6, 0. The second case is with negative. 3 minus 9 is negative 6. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So your x-intercept is negative 3, 0. Okay? I'm also posting these pictures so you can use it to help you out. Awesome. Miss you guys.